What's up, everybody? GeauxBurns climbing back upon Mount Soapbox for another rant. And if you have a rant suggestion for a future episode, be it about Grand Theft Auto, Mafia, Red Dead, gaming in general, feel free and send it my way via the email, GeauxBurns@gmail.com, the comment section below, or Twitter, or Facebook. Any of those will do. By the way, Twitter and Facebook right now have kind of like a good and evil thing going on. Like my Twitter, I'm approaching 777 followers. Not quite there yet, but I'm hoping. So if you got a Twitter account, feel free and follow me on Twitter. And on Facebook, it's been hovering at 666 for a while now. And I would like for that to go up too. So either like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, or both. Get those numbers up, baby. Because I don't want to be stuck at 777 versus 666. Got that whole good and evil thing going on between Twitter and Facebook. In truth, most of social media is evil to begin with. But I digress. Time now for today's rant. We're talking about Tiny Racers, the latest adversary mode in Grand Theft Auto Online. And when the trailer came out for this, which I did do a trailer breakdown for, I was excited about this adversary mode. Now, at the time, I was kind of hoping it wasn't an adversary mode, and this is one of the reasons why I'm ranting about it today. Well, it was sold as something else. And in the trailer, this screenshot comes up. Introducing a new way to stunt race. And that led me and others to believe that Tiny Racers, along with the name Racers, meant that this was simply going to be a new addition to Cunning Stunt Races, because it's obviously using the props from Cunning Stunt Races. So I thought that we'd simply be able to go to Cunning Stunt Races, very similar with the special vehicle mode, and just decide what mode we'd want to do. Or there would be specific top-down Tiny Racer Cunning Stunt Races that we'd be able to play. So right there, I had high hopes that this would be just a new form of racing in Grand Theft Auto Online. And I was also really getting the member berries on, because I'm a Grand Theft Auto fan from all the way back in '97 when I was a teen. Me and my friends would get together on Friday nights and we would play the original Grand Theft Auto top-down on the OG PlayStation all night long, taking turns carrying out all sorts of mayhem and mischief. So yes, I've loved Grand Theft Auto since the very beginning, and even GTA 2 on PC, which came out a few years later, somewhere in the late 90s. Both of those games were top-down, by the way. So yes, paying homage to the original Grand Theft Auto games with Tiny Racers. Now, when Tiny Racers came out and people started playing it, underwhelming would probably be the word that a lot of people would feel. Disappointment would also be another one. And the reason why is because it turned out not to be racing at all. It was a new adversary mode. And like we haven't had enough adversary modes already. We have like a ton of freaking adversary modes. And a lot of them, unfortunately, are very easily forgotten, with a few exceptions. But another reason why people were playing Tiny Racers is because of double money, double RP. But even with double money, you don't get that much money at all. Like, I think I won one with a friend of mine the other day, and I got like, 16 grand. And I could easily earn way more doing the biker contracts, which are currently also double money and double RP from now through Monday, May 15th. So that's a good way to make money right now, is doing the biker contracts. Plus, you don't even have to be in a public lobby to do the biker contracts. That's what's really cool about that. You can go into an invite session, a friend-only session, and do the biker contracts. But I'm getting off course, back on track with Tiny Racers. Yeah, payout sucked. It's not really racing, and there are some glitches and bugs from what I've heard. The only thing I've come across is a little bit of lag. You'd be in the middle of doing Tiny Racers, and all of a sudden something would happen, and the racers would be kicked, or you would get kicked into your own server, and it would be over. And that didn't happen to me too much, but it has happened. But I've heard other weird things happen as well, like people vanishing through the road whenever they go into cloud form, transforming into like one of the other vehicles, like the Tron bike or Kit or the Rant buggy, and they'll just go like right into the ground or some shit. So yeah, some weird glitches and bugs seem to be transpiring in Tiny Racers as well. Plus, what exactly is around Rockstar? Whenever you're like setting up Tiny Racers in the host screen, it says how many rounds you want, 1 or 2. But each point you get when playing Tiny Racers counts as a round. So what is it? Which is which? Shouldn't this one over here, like the main thing, be a match and the points be rounds or something else entirely? So it seems a little confusing. Plus the fact that Tiny Racers really doesn't last that long because they're not racing. You're just basically LTSing it or death matching it till there's only one. It's Highlander rules, and that can last from like 5 seconds to maybe 50 seconds, and then you have only one winner left. Another disappointing factor regarding Tiny Racers is the fact that even if you take away like the power-ups and you try to race it with a friend and you're intentionally keeping up because you want to see what happens, there's no finish line. I mean, there are checkpoints, but the checkpoints are basically respawn points after, a winner of that point is declared and everyone respawns. So you could go around the track over and over and over again, and you'll never finish the race because it's not a race because there's no finish line. It's built pretending and posing to be a race, but really Tiny Racers is nothing more than an adversary mode. And another big disappointment, in my opinion, someone who was kind of sort of wanting a new aspect to cunning stunt races. And in conclusion, I feel like top-down mode should be included in more features in Grand Theft Auto Online, more jobs, like the cunning stunt races, regular races, contact missions, heists, LTSs, death matches, captures, survivals, and yes, even in free mode. I think it might be kind of difficult because, you have different levels in the game. Like there's a level like at the very underneath the city, like the tunnels network underneath there, the subway. But I'm sure there's a way Rockstar could make top-down work even if you are underground. It would be really cool if they did that. Just a different camera mode. You can switch between first person and third person while in free mode. It would just be sweet if they had the ability to switch to toggle into top-down mode as well. My thoughts regarding Tiny Racers, fascinating premise, which could have been a lot more if it would have been done right and put in the proper category it belongs in, cunning stunts, and made into an actual proper race mode as opposed to yet another adversary mode.